Welcome to the second video on the first two PDSA template form. Remember, in this series we are working through a real PDSA example of embedded student feedback within STEM courses at the college level. While this is based on a real PDSA cycle, I have taken some liberties to make it a more instructive example with respect to using this form. In this form, we are on the do section. The do section is the second section of a PDSA cycle. Remember, in the first video, we took an extensive amount of time to do thorough planning. In the do section, this template helps you and your improvement team document what you noticed and what you did when enacting your change idea. In this first section, we encourage you to refer to the implementation logistics section of your planning template and to document what happened as your team worked through the implementation logistics. Remember, the left column is where you input your and your team's information. In this example, I have numbered the sections according to the 4 predictions we made back in the planning section. I find that this often makes the study section, the third section of the PDSA cycle, easier when you connect the do information directly to your predictions. Prediction number 1 was focused on recruiting students to participate. In this do section, we go to the implementation logistics section of the planning template and we document what really happened. Well, in that section, we had the improvement lead for this PDSA cycle doing a lot of recruitment work. So for this template, we wrote down that the improvement lead emailed class rosters during the first week of class to recruit students to participate in the embedded student project. They recruited 9 participating students, so the improvement lead decided not to post on the first 2 website or host a meet and greet session, which were 2 other recruitment activities noted in the planning section. There are other examples included here for completeness that you can review in the template document on your own. This second section of the do phase in this PDSA template focuses on the data collection logistics section of your planning template. Here is where you will document what happened when you and your improvement team collected data. Again, I am keeping with the theming of numbering the sections over here on the left in alignment with the number of the predictions they correspond to. Note that 2 of these items here are labeled number 1. This is intentional because, in this worked example, 2 of the different descriptions of data collection are aligned with prediction number 1. So accordingly, they are both named number 1. Again, this is completely optional, and you and your improvement team should use this template in a way that makes the most sense to you. Again, prediction number 1 was focused on recruiting students. So, what is the data that this improvement team collected when recruiting students to participate in the embedded student feedback PDSA? Well, this improvement team found that 9 students applied to be embedded, all 9 students were accepted, and during the course of the PDSA cycle, 1 student withdrew from the institution during the academic term, leaving a total of 8 students. This second point of data focuses on what happened with the students' participation in those courses. Well, 5 students submitted feedback for either 1 math course or 1 chemistry course. Remember from the planning section that there was an option for either a math or a chemistry course, or potentially both. And 3 students submitted feedback for both courses. So this is a description of whom the improvement team collected data from in this example. They collected data from a total of 8 students, which we know from this first observation, and they collected data from 5 students in one class and 3 students in both classes. The level of detail you put here, again, is up to you and your improvement team. Scrolling to the third section, This is where you and your improvement team can document anything that was unexpected or surprising. Remember, the unexpected and surprising does not mean you did your planning wrong. It means that you encountered new opportunities to notice, to document, and to learn. One surprise that came up is that students provided additional anecdotal evidence that they found the feedback process helpful. Some students reported in their feedback forms quotes such as, "I observed the instructor make changes based on embedded feedback that I provided," or "I evaluated my quiz score relative to the hours spent studying," from the report, and increased my number of hours spent studying, and I saw an increase in my quiz score. So this was some unexpected data collection opportunities that the embedded student feedback forms were able to provide to the improvement team. They got lucky. You'll notice that the do section is shorter than the planning section. In fact, all of the later sections are going to be shorter than the planning section because mostly you are going to be referring back to what you planned. Thank you for watching this second video on the PDSA template. There are going to be 2 more videos, one for the study section and one for the ACT section.